good news at Mount Tamalpais School. While there is a national source of good news from my very close friend John Krasinski, I really wanted to hear some local Mount Tamalpais School good news. So I put out an email to all of you and you answered the call. Guess what? There's a lot of good news at Mount Tamalpais School. This is Andrew Davis. I'm your head of school and your director of good news. Mount Tamalpais School community has been filled with good news of accomplishments and community. Hannah, an incoming kindergartner, learned to ride a bike. Now that is some good news. And there seems to be a wave of puppies coming through the Mount Tamalpais School community. The Rosaire family got a puppy named Easton. Victoria writes, "We got a puppy!" The ripple effects are these. 1. We're learning how to train them, which requires much patience. 2. The kids no longer leave their shoes and socks all over the house. 3. We're spending a lot more time in our yard. 4. We're meeting new neighbors and local people who are enamored with our new dog. How can you not be when it looks that cute? And 5. I don't read or watch the news as often. Rachel Almanson, 2nd and 4th grade teacher, has a brand new friend named Max. And Carson in 1st grade got Doug the dog. Not to be outdone, we the Davis family have a Labradoodle named Strudel, yes, Strudel the Doodle, on the way to us in early June. And to win the cuteness competition, coming out of the woods, literally coming out of the woods, a fawn was on campus befriending Ernesto. The fawn for the win. There, of course, has been a lot of good news in learning at Mount Tamalpais School. Lots of kids have been active with PE classes. The Hahn family in particular, it looks like they are doing a lot of activity. I had a lot of fun tuning in to see my good friend Marshall Burke, who actually is my good friend, a professor at Stanford, and meet with our 8th graders to talk about climate change and COVID and the relationship between the two of them. We have seen our art students engaged in phenomenal projects, including in taking art into the garden. Amy, our director of admissions, has hosted cooking classes. Little did you know that she is a trained baker. She has taken cooking classes for our incoming kindergartners and our rising 1st graders, keeping those new and our youngest communities alive and well, bringing good news and good treats into their household. My own son is one of a growing number of filmmakers at Mount Tamalpais School. He loves magic and he's made Harrison's Magic. And unlike some good news, Harrison's Magic has already achieved 11 followers on YouTube. Not to be outdone, his classmate Kaya and her older brother Caden took an assignment about garbage, kicked it up a notch, and made a documentary film about waste disposal. Now that is a Mount Tamalpais School community member taking trash and turning it into good news. What else do we have going on? So there's also been a lot of great service happening within the MTS community. Lisa, our librarian, continues to check out books to Mount Tamalpais School families so that she can continue to put great literature in front of our bright students. She also has a very rigorous 14-day quarantine for her books. Those pages, they are safe. Ford, Audrey, and J.R. Fertney help prepare and deliver breakfast bags to St. Vincent de Paul Kitchen. And the Bernstein family, Holly, Ginger, and June, are doing the same as well. Mount Tamalpais School families making sure that the hungry are still attended to during this challenging time. Face mask making is another popular way of doing service. Anastasia and her husband Alex have been involved in a great program, and they've been making masks. In fact, Alex went over to be able to be a part of the making of hundreds of face shields. Alice and Eloise, they too have been mask making and made extras so that anybody who needed one could have one. And finally, bringing puppies and service together, Anna in 7th grade has gone out of her way to walk the dogs for a number of elderly people who, because of coronavirus, are stuck in their houses. She has found some great new furry friends and been doing a lot of good for her community. It's not just cuteness these days. There's a lot of great community building going on from a distance, of course. The 7th grade girls have gotten together for a social night, sometimes trivia charge on Saturdays. And there have also been some families coming together for trivia. Now that's bringing knowledge and goodness, Mount Tamalpais School Mission, into some good news. And finally, Sorrel, a kindergartner, celebrated her grandmother's 80th birthday. Her grandmother just retired from a career in education and is now in retirement, you guessed it, a full-time distance learning teacher for Sorrel and her sister. That is good news for Sorrel.